Hey guys, Scott Reek here with Trilogy Talk, and welcome to the 2019 Trilogy Challenge held at Waterworks Disc Golf Course in Kansas City, Missouri. So the reason for this video, the reason for this round coverage is so you can see the 4 players of different skill level throw these Trilogy Challenge discs. Almost everybody that's on the card is amateur, so not all the shots are going to be the greatest. So it gives you the idea of what we have. During the commentary, you'll hear me talk about each individual, but we have a 10-year-old girl, an 880 rated male, a 930-something rated male, and a 950-something rated male, a righty, a lefty. So the idea is to give you a little introduction of how these discs fly at different skill levels. All right, let's get on it. All right, so our first competitor we have is Ava Myers, a 10-year-old junior U.S. champion. Travis Trober is 950 rated lefty. Bo Seigan, who's an 890 rated amateur here in Kansas City. And then, of course, myself, 937 men's masters division. We've got our retro Keystone, our tournament gatekeeper, and our Lucid Vandal. So those are this year's 2019 Trilogy Challenge discs. Ava Myers up first. You can see down on the bottom of the screen, it's going to tell you which disc they are throwing. So we've got the gatekeeper coming out of Ava's hand, and we've got Bo with the gatekeeper as well. As you can see for both of them, straight with that left fade. Ava, who's a little bit younger, had a little bit harder left fade. It was her first throw, so she might put a little nose up on it. Travis with the Keystone off the tee, and you can see how straight that went with a slight left fade. Myself, I'm throwing the Vandal, and this thing just went straight. I totally overestimated how far it was going to go, and it just kept going. Ava trusting that gatekeeper again. Again, see how much straighter that one was for, but still with that left fade. And then she's throwing it up chain high through the Keystone. A fun first shot or first approach shot on my knees under the trees. Travis with that first putt with the Keystone, and myself also with the first putt with that Keystone. One of the things I'll say about the Keystone for myself was that it felt odd in my hand. I usually putt with a soft judge. The Keystone, it was a little different in my hand, but it came out of my hand very nice. I am really looking forward to seeing a soft Keystone come out. All right, hole 1 is complete. This is my attempt at a scorecard. Ava trying to throw that gatekeeper on an ante. A little bit too much ante, not enough power. Most of this Waterworks course is set up in the short, and I do apologize about this angle. It's really hard to see off the tee box on here. I did learn later on I was probably better off to do it from the basket to the tee. Ava again with that gatekeeper, so straight, that nice left fade. Little bit of breeze out there. You can see my shirt in the trees in the upper part there, but it doesn't work if you can't release the disc properly. And again, that gatekeeper with Ava. Long jump putt, but you could see the Keystone. It held the line. Very little fade at the end. Even from the distance, that was probably about a 40-foot putt. Even Travis throwing it, I mean, he's only putting for about 25. He had it on a left angle, but it's still very straight. It's one of the things I did like about the putter a lot is it did not have much fade. It glided very straight. And hole 2. Ava with the +2, myself with the +1. I took a bogey on that hole 2. Ava was trying really hard to throw that a little straighter. Grip locked it a little bit, but still the flight was pretty straight with that left fade. That keystone, just look how straight that's staying. Very little fade at the end. Looks like the hole measures around 244 feet. We did have Ava Meyer's dad with us filming from this opposite direction. He was also the one who filmed me. So when you see myself throwing, that's also why you'll see the zoom on most everybody else. But his camera did not have the zoom. He was throwing with a GoPro. Very good quality. It just did not have the zoom capability. So just to kind of explain to you why the filming is done the way it is done. But you can see that just perfectly straight. I'm not putting a ton of power on it. I'm probably only throwing it around a 60% power. But still very impressed. When I did throw it harder, I could get definitely a right turn out of it. A little bit high there for Ava. Ava's still getting adjusted. Ava actually had some issues with her arm over the last few months, and she's only had a few rounds to kind of get acclimated. And Travis with the right side putt. I don't do too many straddle putts. I'm definitely much more of a spin putter on and just over the edge. Ava hit the lock underneath. You probably couldn't tell. We actually were giving her a hard time here about she putts so hard that when she hit that lock, she broke it. Ava's broken lock. Really, they were just swapping out these Mach 3s with Mach X baskets, and we think they forgot to unlock it or lock it back up. But it didn't stop us from having fun with Ava with it. So Bo cranked on that keystone a little bit. He got a little bit more of a right turn out of it. Again, we're all amateurs on this card. And here's me really punching that keystone. And now you can see I threw it pretty straight. Had a nice right turn. I put some height on it to give some glide. Gatekeeper even works for overhand shots, says Travis Trover. Ava, even for 10 years old, she was being told in the background a little bit of adjustments of her putt, and she was just responding like, I can't. The tree is in my way. I really like that she had the sense to kind of look at her surroundings instead of just sticking with what she knows. Bo with the 2. You can see that turnover drive that I have, or that I had right there, and putting for the 2. Ooh, and bam, that's hard. Good thing those were Mach X's. If those would have been the Mach 3s, those things would have gone, that disc would have went straight back. Ava throwing the Vandal, a little bit wide, but she got it in the center. That's what she was trying to do. Bo with the Vandal, I don't think it's normally going to be that overstable. He put some right angle on it and a little nose up, which is what caused that disc to fade so much. Travis throwing it a little slower speed. And here, I'm cranking it pretty hard here to stay low. And again, we're not zoomed in, but you'll see the end result. But that just stayed very straight. It's kind of interesting how you see just different skill levels or different throwing types. Where I'm throwing it harder than, say, like Travis. Travis was getting it to fade. I was making it go very straight. Travis with the long run. Bam! Big putt for Scott. Like I was saying, it felt real weird in my hand, but it released great. It felt great out of my hand, or it felt great in the flight, but in my hand, the feel, like setting it up, just felt very awkward. But it worked. So like I said, I'm really curious and excited to try the soft keystone once that comes out. All right, Ava, you're 5 holes into this round so far. Which disc have you been liking so far?
Probably the Gatekeeper.
What's the Gatekeeper doing for you? Why do you like that one?
It's going pretty straight and then fading, but I can put it on an angle and it'll keep that angle pretty well.
All right, bro, we are 6 holes in.
5.
What's been or 5 holes in? What's been the MVP disc for you so far? Which disc have you been liking?
Oh, I'll say the Vandal. I really like the Vandal. It's a pretty straight flight. I see it going straight to understable once it beats in. But I'm really liking the Keystone. My putts so far might not have shown that, but I think it might replace the Deputy for me. It's a pretty straight thrower to understable thrower.
All right, so that was Bo and Ava's opinion of a couple of the discs so far. Ava again keeping it right in the middle. There's Bo with the Gatekeeper, putting a little power on it. Pretty straight. Left fade. Here's our lefty throwing the Gatekeeper. And same thing. Fairly straight. Slight left or right angle on it for him. And faded out. So I think we missed my drive in there. And actually these next several holes, I think we missed, something happened with the footage. We weren't able to get me, but I'll talk about it. I threw the Vandals pretty straight, but I hit a tree early on the left. Sidearm the Vandal from about 200 out. Sidearm actually worked fairly well. I laid up. I still took the 3 on the hole. Spoiler alert, since I guess the scorecard hasn't shown up yet. Matter of fact, that's my blue disc that's on the ground. All right, 1/3 of the course is complete. Ava sticking with that Gatekeeper. A little low out of her hand. Bo with the little wide with the Gatekeeper. Once again, we are all amateurs on this card. I threw the shot. My shot was very similar to Travis's, but as a right-handed turnover, I threw the Vandal. Pretty straight, but with a right angle. I think I landed pretty close to about where Ava is at here. Bo with the long jump putt with the Keystone, and even there, if you go back, you can see how straight it was. Even Ava put a big left angle on it, and that disc just stayed very straight. Had very little fade. Long putt with Travis. Little short. All right, winding up hole 7. If you've never been to Waterworks, Waterworks is an iconic park in the Midwest. A lot of old school disc golfers, a lot of new disc golfers rank Waterworks as one of their favorite courses. This is hole 8, a short downhill, 250, but it runs very fast downhill. It's a very fun shot. So Ava throwing that Gatekeeper. She was trying to aim wide, but just got that nose up. And both throwing that Keystone. Put a left angle on it. That disc just glides. So throw it straight, it'll stay pretty straight. Put that left angle on it. See what Travis does here with the Keystone as a lefty's approach or a lefty's view. And yeah, see, very little angle, and look how just disc that straight. Now he threw it very slow. That disc went straight. I actually threw slight hyzer very close to Bo's. Landed pretty close to about where Ava is at here. And spoiler alert, I was said about Ava, Travis. Oh, there I am right there. Maybe a little bit closer than them, I guess. Forgot I put myself in the video. And bam! Little right side, but still made it. Yeah. Sorry, I can get excited on the commentary with my own putt, right? Is that wrong? And if it is wrong, I don't want to be right.
We're 8 holes in. What's the disc that's you've been enjoying the most so far on these first 8 holes?
Probably the Keystone. It's somewhat like a deputy, just not as flippy. It goes really straight, so I'm really liking that flight.
8 holes in. What is your favorite disc so far?
Well, the disc so far that I've liked is probably surprisingly for me is the Keystone. I've been putting well with it. It feels weird in my hand, but it's coming out of my hand well. And the Vandal's staying very straight for me. I thought it'd be a little less stable. The Gatekeeper I haven't quite figured out yet. So I'd say so far the Keystone and then the Vandal.
And there's Travis and myself's view of the discs. So now you've heard from all 4 of us. One of the shorter holes on the course, 189. Ava even off the tee with the Keystone. Bo, great line, just a little bit low. And Travis going with the Gatekeeper on the short hole, going for the ace run, but threw it a little long. Didn't see my shot again there, but I actually ace ran this basket. Think I'm pretty parked, and Ava almost canning it with that Keystone. Yeah, Bo had a little tough time dialing in the putt. I know he really liked the disc, though. He talked very highly about it. He wasn't blaming anything on his discs. And there's Travis finally getting that Keystone dialed in. I took the 2. Travis taking the 2. Travis has really been enjoying that Gatekeeper. Lefty put a little left angle on it. Stayed very straight, a little low. If he'd had some height on that, he would have gotten that right fade that he was looking for. And actually for Ava, the Vandal was a little tougher for her. But then again, at 10 years old, even at 160 some gram Vandals, which is what she had, it's pretty overstable for her. Had definitely a lot of fade for her. So I think she was enjoying the Gatekeeper so much. You see there, even from a short range, still just such a hard fade for her. Again, missed my drive. I threw the Vandal, threw it very straight. I think I'm slightly closer than what Travis is here. But he makes his putt. Spoiler, I made my putt. And there we go, hole 10. 2 in a row for both me and Travis. It's hole 11. Slight fade. Ava there throwing the Vandals, trying to get some power, a little high, but she got that left fade just like you would expect at a 10-year-old throwing that disc. There's Bo throwing the Gatekeeper. Still very straight. And Travis putting the left angle on it. And just left side of it. Our view, I know, looked very good. And I am back in play. I threw the Gatekeeper. You can probably see my body reaction there. Wasn't super excited with it. But it did go straight. I just wanted it to be higher, personally. Bo with the Keystone death putt. Myself with the death putt. And like I said, that disc just came out of my hand great. Little grip lock there from Ava. I think she was getting a little frustrated on those last few holes. Travis with the long putt, making jokes that he had to keep making those putts because I was making my putts. Me and Travis have played quite a few events together. We both play the MP40, and we've gone back and forth a few times. Very similar skill level between the two of us. Just righty and lefty, but you can see both of us turkeyed the last 3 holes. A little barbecue action there on the right side here on hole 12. And there you go. Look at that gatekeeper straight with the fade. Overpowered the Vandal a little bit. You see that right turn. So really the idea of some of these shots is, as you see the different skill levels, is for you to decide. So again, watching Ava at 10 years old, her throwing, there's that Vandal, just very straight, not full power, probably threw it around 70. I'm throwing there, and you can see I powered it a little bit more, got a slight right. If I'd have been a little higher, I would have gotten a little bit more right. So again, the opportunity is for you to be able to look at what we do and then adjust from that. You know your skill level better than anybody else, and hopefully by watching this video, you'll be able to kind of compare to at least one of the 4 of us to decide which way works best for you. Bo with the long putt. Ava was finally starting to get dialed in and feeling good about those shots. She was pretty excited after that shot almost made it. And from a competitive standpoint, it's a 2-stroke swing between me and Travis. I'm still up by 2. 2 back to there is Bo. Ava. See that Vandal? She got a good grip on that. The height, the elevation doesn't give it justice, but it had that left fade. But out of her hand, she threw it very straight. It was Bo. So very straight. Faded out when it was done. Exactly what we want, or what we wanted out of the Vandal. Travis throwing the gatekeeper. He wanted a little turn out of that, but just put a little bit of right angle on it. And then here I am with the Vandal. A little high, but still very straight. I've been extremely impressed with the Vandal. Going into this round, I really thought the gatekeeper was going to be my winner, and I really do like the gatekeeper. But the Vandal has been a really, really big disc for me. See, Bo's drive was a great drive. Not only it looks like it plays 286, but the elevation. And this is what we call in the Midwest being waterworked. This course is elevated, so many rolling hills. It is very common that if your disc lands on the ground off the basket at an angle, you are going to lose a lot of distance on that roll. It can be very disheartening. It's kind of like if you compare to if you've ever watched any of the Santa Cruz or Masters Cup at De La Viega, you just get that roll. Except here you've got grass versus a hard pack. Little right on my putt there, but still felt good. All right, hole 13. Longest hole on the course for us. See the water tower in the back. On a nice day, you can see that skyline. Gorgeous view of the course. Downhill, OB behind it. It's a little ways behind it from this pin position. See Bo just cranking on that Vandal. Slight right turn, but still with the left fade. And he's punching it this disc. So the Vandal's probably not made for that long power. Same thing there. You can see Travis punching it. It's got that low turnover. And again, it's kind of fun. Again, funny the different throwing styles, but I threw it fairly hard, and it stayed pretty straight with the left fade at the end for me. And a booming shot for Ava with that Vandal. There she is. She's feeling good with the discs. Bo's just waiting for that long putt to drop. Travis was just laughing. He knew out of his hand that that putt was high and hard left. And that was just a really bad putt on my behalf. It's really the first bad putt that I had during this round. Same with Travis. I mean, Travis took a little bit to get started, but once he got going, he was on. And that is what happens for 2 shots in a row when you don't line up. Both of those out of my hand, I could feel was definitely lining up. It was not the disc itself. All right, hole 14 is complete. I'm up by 2.
All right, Bo, out of these Trilogy Challenge discs, if one of them is going to challenge a disc in your bag, which one would it be?
That's a tough question. It's going to be between Vandal and Keystone still. Great for farther approach shots or farther putts, and just a great turnover disc. This is a Beat Escape, fresh out of the box, or a longer Maverick. So
if you put it in your bag, which disc would it bump out?
This would probably bump out a Beat Escape. This would take out my Deputies.
Hey Travis, out of these discs, if you were going to put one of them in your bag, which one would it be, and which disc would it bump out of your current lineup?
I would probably say the Vandal. It'll probably kick out my Maverick. It's a little bit longer, which I like. It's slightly understable, so put it on the right angle, the right power, it'll fly really straight for you.
All right, Ava, out of these Trilogy Challenge discs, if you were going to put one of them in your bag, which one would it be, and which disc would it bump out of your current bag?
I would probably say the Gatekeeper, and it will probably bump out my Yak Truth. Out of these Trilogy Challenge discs, what one would you put in your bag, and what would it replace?
So out of the 3 discs that we've thrown so far, I think the one that I would put in my bag is the Vandal, and I think I would have to follow Travis Trober's line, and it'd probably bump out my Maverick if I had to make that choice.
All right, now you can hear from the 4 of us with our reviews of the discs and what would happen if we made those changes to our bags. Bo with the Gatekeeper, just very straight. Again, slight fade there at the left at the end. I compare the Gatekeeper a lot to like a beat-in bio verdict or a beat-in verdict. So here I'm testing out the Keystone. I'm throwing it off the tee for the tee box. Again, just very straight, a little bit of right fade at the end. I wanted a little bit more height on that, but it did exactly what I hoped it would do. Again, I can't wait for that soft Keystone to come out. It might bump out the Judge. I don't know. We'll see. I've had the Judge since the very beginning, but under the basket. Here I'm running probably about an 80-foot putt. I just took that 4. I was trying to make up a stroke, but that's okay. From that distance, I felt good about that long putt, or throw up there, or whatever you want to call, from 80 feet. Bo's great gatekeeper drive, and he just hasn't been able to dial in that keystone. Again, he really loved it. He just had a tough time dialing it in, and me being a little silly. Ooh, a little high. All right, down to the last 3 holes. I'm up by 3 on Travis. Travis Trover here's lefty Vandal. He's got that road along the right here. It's fairly straight, but it's going to ride that hill. Nice skip towards the road. We thought it might be close to out of bounds. Ava sticking to that gatekeeper. Again, so much glide on that keystone. So if you notice, my shot was not there. I'm not sure really what happened with the recording. It's going to look like I did it on purpose, but I assure you I did not. Good putt by Ava. Very nice. And you don't know, but and super short putt. My drive was actually probably equally as close on the left side, and I missed it twice, taking a 4. Not super excited about that, but now we're here over on hole 17. Great hole. Ava getting a hold of that Vandal. And even there, you can see Bo crushing on that gatekeeper. Stayed pretty straight, even with that left angle, and then the nice fade on the left, or a nice left fade for the gatekeeper. And Travis burned that one to the ground. So here I am throwing the Vandal. I put quite a bit of hyzer on that, just trying to make sure that it came to the left. You don't see it from the zoom, but it is up there. I'm going to have a putt for sure. And Ava's getting that Vandal figured out, starting to get that weight under control for that good shot. Travis with the long keystone putt. Nothing wrong, put it right underneath the basket. As you can see, my drive here, so probably about 25 short, into the basket, and Bo Seigan making sure you see the 2 with his fingers. And Ava with the big putt. Took her a little while to get started, but she's got it going. Going into the 18th hole. 18th hole. So I am back up by 2. I had lost one in hole 16 to Travis. And look at that shot of my Vandal by Ava. Very straight, nice left fade. You can see her, she was pretty excited. I wasn't going to include this into the video, but it was just too much fun to see Bo just dig that right into this, right into the road. Gave him a little bit of a hard time about that. And I would definitely say the gatekeeper was Travis's MVD, most valuable disc of the day. And there's me with the gatekeeper trying to turn it over, clip those trees right on the left. Here's Bo throwing his second shot with the gatekeeper and almost burned it into the sidewalk or into the road again. Bo had a good time. I don't think he played quite the way he wanted, but I know he had a lot of fun. Here I'm that second shot. Left myself very short on this 200-foot shot. But with the keystone flick, I put it underneath the basket. But with this final missed putt of the day, Ava trying to save the 3, grips it a little bit. Ava finished the round. Bo's finishing the round. In the background here, I was trying to make it all hyped up, getting everybody to rush Travis, making it look like he just won a world championship. So he does a nice behind the back putt. Silly Travis. Alright, so that concludes our 18 holes at a Waterworks Park. So again, this video was about seeing different levels of different players and how they throw those different discs. Take that information, relate it to your style of the game, and have a good time with those. If you haven't gone out and played a Trilogy Challenge yet, do it. Get the discs, get out, have fun. But like always, like, share, contribute to this video, subscribe, and until next time, keep sharing the Trilogy love with the world. See ya!